Greetings, people of the internet. It is I, that Canadian fangirl, back again to bring you red hot news for this week of anime and pop cultural excitement. Alright, this week is One Piece. No particular reason, summer's winding down, and what better time than ever to talk about one of the longest running animes of all time, One Piece. Not the longest running anime. I know everyone's like, oh, it's the longest running. Like, yeah, it's got almost out the episodes. There's way longer people. I'm pretty sure there's way longer people. Conan, like Detective Conan, and there are like a few anime that were running since the 80s. It's like One Piece is by no means the longest anime. Hell, I think Pokemon was running on with the longest One Piece. I think, oh, Pokemon was running long. Oh, everyone like One Piece is so long. It's like, it is, but okay, I'm into it. It's a thousand episodes. And for the purposes, I am an anime only, so I haven't read the One Piece manga. I've heard the manga is really good, but I'm trying to read more manga. But One Piece is not my priority to read the manga, but the anime adaptation of One Piece is a pretty faithful, really good adaptation of One Piece. Let's be totally honest, One Piece is probably one of the greatest stories of the past 2 decades. Like, it's still strong. You get the strong start in East Blue, where you're like, okay, this is fun, this is fun. And every time they enter a new arc in One Piece, it escalates itself. That it's always one battle where you're like, it's oh, forever, oh, one perk. It's like, well, like, okay, it's good, and then you get the Cell Village, then the Baratier, then Oolong Pug. It's like, oh, it can't be better. Lowdown? Rose Mountain, Whiskey Peaks, Little Golden, Drum Island, Alabasta? It's like, oh, we can't get better than Alabasta. You can't. Alabasta's so tight. But then it's like, holy shit when they get the Waddle. Holy shit when they get the Waddle 7. I sat there. It's like, how did you not Alabasta? Waddle 7 is so good. Leading right into. Oh shit, what the other lead? Oh, I liked it too. Oh. Oh, what's it called? One Piece fans would know what I'm talking about. Right after Waddle 7. The Robin when they storm the Marine base. Damn it, what's that? Oh, damn, what's that other color? That's so. Like, both are peacocks, and then you get to the post that when they'll. And then Thriller Bug was immensely fun. That was like. This is brilliant. One Piece when they bring in the zombies. Zombies, like, oh, so fun. Fabiola Capelico, what, the Little Amazon? By the time you get that Marine, Impel down Marine Fort, and then you realize this show keeps topping itself. Because, like, oh, you can't go more peak than Marine Fort. You can't. Times of 2 years. Like, and like, yeah, time both after the time gets a little slow. I'm not a big fan of Return to Fabiola Capelico or I'll be saying I don't really like Fishman Island. I think it's a little slow, but Punk Hazard, Dressrosa. Not a big fan of Zoe, but I'm officially in Whole Cake. Holy shit, Whole Cake is so good. How does the show keep topping itself? And I've heard, after you get the Whole Cake 1-0, it's totally amazing. It's like, it's one of the best shows of all time. It's like, oh, so good. It's also one of those shows that can make you laugh, can get you into the action, and can make you cry. It's like one piece of the show where you could be laughing with the Straw Hat Pirate, immediately going into a really intense action, you're on the edge of your seat, just watching the action, and then you cry your eyes out. It's like, good God, how can One Piece make you laugh and cry all in like one episode? The Mary! How do you not feel emotion at the Going Merry after... I was gonna kill me, I was that out too. Or episode 825, which I just watched, with Sanji and Luffy. It's like, oh my heart! And then you're also laughing, and you're also into the action, because these characters are so good. You like the Straw Hats. You like these side kids that they come across on their journey. You want to see a lot of these villains get their face punched in. For anyone curious, for me, my favorite Straw Hat is Frankie. Frankie's probably not the most important character, but I just like the confidence. I like how big and over the top and fun Frankie is. Like, and I just appreciate that. I think he does so much fun. Like, the dude is this massive, perverted cyborg. Or half cyborg, whatever. But Frankie's not. I love Frankie. I don't know. I see what Frankie was introduced in Wild 7. It's like, I love this character. Followed probably like Brooke. I didn't think I would like Brooke. Holy shit, Brooke is so fun. He's just so his own character. It's like, God, I love Brooke. Sanji is probably my third favorite. I think of the characters in East Blue, I just like Sanji. There was something that's instantly cool about Sanji, and getting his full backstory once you get the Whole Cake just makes you fall in love with Sanji all the more. That knowing what Sanji had to put up with, I love him. Then I'll probably go Chopper, because how do you not love Tony Chopper? Nico Robin, just because Nico Robin. You gotta love Monkey D. Luffy, Usopp, Zoro, and then probably Nami. And that does not mean I think Nami, Zoro, or I don't think any of the Straw Hats are bad characters. I love them all. They're all such fun characters. But if you had to pick a Straw Hat, that I wanted to follow, it would be any of the other. And I like Nami. But it's like, if I have to watch a Straw Hat, I'd rather be watching the antics that some like Frankie or Brooke are getting into, or following Sanji. But I love the characters. I love the side characters. Let's be honest. You got Gold Roger, you got Shanks, you got Ace, you got Sabo, you got Vivi, you got Whitebeard, you got Carrot, you got Pedro, you got Shirahoshi, you got Rebecca, you got Trafalgar Law, who is awesome. When they introduced the Worst Generation, I immediately fell in love with UCC kid. Like, I don't know, as soon as I saw Kid, it's like, oh, I'm gonna like this character. This guy looks cool. Like, every time the Kid pops up, it's like, I immediately really like Kid. And, cause I know everyone really likes Law, and to be fair, Law's backstory is great. But, yes, I love Kid. And yeah, my favorite episodes will probably Waddle 7 going into I can't remember the name. But I think they got now that I'm post timeskip, it's probably Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, and really right now, Whole Cake. I am really into Whole Cake. It's like, oh, I need to watch more One Piece. I officially got to the wedding. We are at. I officially got the Big Mom's tea party. It's like I need to see how they're gonna get out of. They're gonna get out of this. It's like, because it's not gonna go well. This is One Piece. Something's gonna happen. And I have to say, least favorite arc, I was not a big fan of Skypiea. I think Skypiea was the first time I had those One Piece. It's like, I'm not as into this. And then Fishman Island and probably Zoe, which are all good in their own way, but it's like, yeah, I'm not really into this. These are not keeping my attention as much as some of the other arcs. And I get why Zoe is slower, because it's right between Dressrosa and Whole Cake and the two big arcs. But like, I wish Zoe was a little bit more exciting. That's like the only thing. But Zoe does a lot of things really cool. I like the introduction of the fact that the island of Zoe is a giant elephant that is continually moving. And the people who live on Zoe are all animal people. It's like, God, the world building in One Piece is so good. It's good music too. Anything in time the score to One Piece pops up, it's like, this is a really good score. Every opening is just so good. Toei's animation is surprisingly really good. You can tell that Toei's been working on this like a long time, because you can see the evolution of Toei's art style from the 90s to now, where it's like, oh, it looks, it's so good. They keep, it's so consistent too. It's so nice. And let's be honest, One Piece has an amazing power system. Because you think, oh, it's just the devil fruits. You eat, these rare fruits that can be found that can grant you powers in exchange for taking your ability to swim. Which are immensely cool in their own right, and I like the intricacies of devil fruit. And then you look at hockey. Holy shit, hockey is like one of the coolest ways to outfit a power system of all time. Well, I guess it's always been there, but it doesn't get name dropped till Marineford that hockey is a thing. And the fact that there's different forms of hockey, and that it's a way to strengthen yourself, and it just makes the fight scenes all the cooler. And the fact that people who don't eat devil fruit are just as strong as people who have devil fruit powers. Because, let's be honest, devil fruit is, like, taking ability to swim is kind of a really harsh punishment in a world where everyone are pirates. And it's like, you can't fall in the ocean. So, the fact that you have people who can fight on equal footings and can compete with devil fruit powers are a thrill to watch. One Piece has great action. Because let's be honest, One Piece is definitely getting a lot of attention right now, and I think that's all because of Netflix. I think the 1-2 punch of Netflix getting the rights to the anime, and the fact that every single season of the anime is available to watch on Netflix right now. And apparently Netflix is like weak for releasing One Piece. And One Piece is caught up. It's getting all the episodes, so good on Netflix. But also the live action Netflix was a great adaptation of the anime. Like, holy shit, I am seeing Netflix's live action One Piece adaptation. It's like proof that anime can be adapted into live action, because holy shit, did they nail the vibe of One Piece. It is not perfect, but like, this is One Piece. Like, it is amazingly cast. It looks phenomenal. It follows the story of what One Piece is, while also technically doing its own thing. Because they it's not a one-to-one adaptation. I like the fact that they changed stuff. Like, half the others are like, okay, no, they cut this character, they cut this plot point, they're not doing this, but it's like, I can get why they did it, and I like that because it's a different experience. And because Netflix has the full anime on Netflix, and they're also getting that remake anime that's coming from Wit in about, next year? When are we getting the One Piece? Like, One Piece is going to be more accessible than ever, and it's really cool. Also, let's be totally honest, the fact that Gear 5 was like a huge trending topic when it premiered back in 2 years ago, and how, like, I think put a lot of attention onto One Piece, and people are just waking up and they're watching One Piece and they're discovering this show, and One Piece is also a really fun show to binge. It's like, you would think with over 1,000 episodes, One Piece would be the most tedious show to binge. It is amazing how quick you can binge One Piece. I am amazed that I'm already in whole cake. It's like, One Piece is one of those shows where it's like, I gotta watch another one. It's like it is an amazingly easy show to binge. The thing that tells it down is the fact that they repeat a lot, because there are a lot of restating things that have already been established, but whatever. I'm gonna miss when I get caught up to One Piece. I'm gonna miss watching One Piece every day, because then I'll have to watch it weekly. But God, I love One Piece. Like, and the Straw Hats are a family. It's like, every single Straw Hat has some sort of traumatic backstory that has to do with their childhood, and they come together as a family, and they love and support each other, and they will do anything for them. These 9 powers are so awesome. It's like, they come together to support each other, and I just love watching it. Like, I love how after Marineford, Luffy's, come together because he has to get back to his crew because he needs his Nakama. It's like I totally agree with everyone. Ichiro Oda is probably just one of those manga that is just so good at what he does. Like, my God, Oda just wrote an amazing story. So he's writing an amazing story because it's still ongoing. He is still writing this final arc. And he can take as much time as he wants, but my God, this story is amazing. I so want to know what he has planned for this, for how One Piece is going to end. It's so good. And Luffy the great protagonist. Like, who doesn't love Monkey D. Luffy? Like, he's got food and he's got an Avenger. That's basically the two things that drive Luffy. And the fact that if Luffy considers you a friend, he will fight to the death for you. Literally, Luffy spends so much of the show just haggles. Like, Luffy loses just as many fights as he wins. Like, I love in Dressrosa, the big fight with Doflamingo. Luffy technically loses the first half, and then needs like a 10-minute period to rest. So they have to protect Luffy like 10 minutes so they can punch out Doflamingo. That's one of those intense 10 minutes of the show. It's like Jaden and the Bokies coming out like, God, Dressrosa was so good. Oh, point to this watch, probably one of the best openings I've seen is episode 825 in a whole cake. That song is amazing, but what they did for that opening, as they brought it all together with Sanji and Luffy, it's like, And then when Sanji and Luffy have the thing and they play We Are in the background, it's like, it feels We Are like one of the best openings, period. Funimation came back and gave it a really good dub. More on that next week. We'll get to it. God. I mean, going back to the Devil Fruit Power, it is tracking the fact that the three different types of Devil Fruit. You have the Zone type fruits with essentially the most powerful, and can turn your body into whatever you want with the flame fruit, or that where you literally your body is literally made of the elements. You have your transforming type Devil Fruits, which can turn you into an animal, and then you have the Persomia type Devil Fruits, with the Gum Fruit, and essentially anything else because they can do whatever. And it's like, just seeing how many different types of Devil Fruits they are, and the fact that people will literally fight just to obtain one, obtain one, that's cool. And it makes the world building of One Piece so much more fleshed out, because you have giants, you have animal people with the what are they called? You have fish people and mermaids. You have places with different climates, like the fact that Alabasta is a deserty type of community, and it's more Middle Eastern. Waddle 7 is this pristine kind of city with its moats and land. Drum Island is the snowy climate. The world is divided into the 4 different oceans, separated by the Grand Line, and the Grand Line is separated by the Red Line, and half the Red Line is what they call the New World, which is governed by the 4 Emperors, and there's the 7 Worlds of the Sea that works with Marines. And them bringing the Marines into it, it's like, they fight the Marines, they fight rival pirates, they fight people who are just getting their way with their pirating stuff. Man, One Piece is such a fun show. I have one beat. I really like the flashbacks. Anything a time they cut to a flashback and you suddenly get 2 or 3 episodes flipping out this character's story. And most of the time it's side characters where you're like, oh, I didn't think they'd do that. Had nothing to do with all kids like that. Always, and I was like when you get to Dressrosa and you spend like 3 episodes setting up what happened to Doflamingo. It's like Doflamingo was the deal that did literally punch in the face, and sure, just give Doflamingo a freaking back to tie in where he came from. And again, I don't want to punch him in the face because Doflamingo was a awful person. But the villains in One Piece are so good. Like, they're all the punchable. Holy shit, I want to punch Big Mom in the face. Or things like... Okay, I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but when it's revealed Sanji's backstory right down with Whole Cake, it's like, holy shit, I want to punch this dude. It's like, oh, this dude is off. Like, oh, I literally sat there knowing what having an Whole Cake and like, oh, you poor dead bastards. Because they're all so into their plan, it's like, oh, you poor bastard, you poor dead bastards. And then Sanji coming around is like, well, I don't want to believe him to die. It's like, good on you, Sanji, you're a bigger person. I think any other person would be like, let's let them die. I also came to the realization about, not going into spoilers, but do you think Kohei Horikoshi took inspiration from Sanji's backstory when he was writing the Todoroki family drama in My Hero Academia? I don't know. Watching a lot of the stuff with Sanji's stuff, I kind of thought that was like, I'm getting shades of what was happening with Endeavor and the Todorokis and MHA. It's like, you think that was the inspiration that Horikoshi used? You think he was like inspired by what Oda wrote? And it was like, because like, I don't know. I don't want to go into spoilers, but it's like, I don't know. That character kind of I don't know. Anyone who's seen Whole Cake knows the character I'm talking about, but it's like, I was getting Endeavor vibes from that character. It was like, I wonder if that was an inspiration that Horikoshi used on top of comic books. So it's like, Endeavor's whole thing about wanting to be the best and raising his kids to basically be progeny so that they can be number one because he wants to be seen as the strongest. It's like, I wonder if that was an influence. Like, I don't think an inspiration that Horikoshi was sitting on. I don't know, this kind of came to me. It's like, huh. So I would imagine, because One Piece, like, considering how long One Piece has been going on, I would imagine One Piece probably was the inspiration for a few people. That's because it's so big. And One Piece is freaking huge in Japan. With I'll get to more next week. But, yeah. I just like One Piece. I'll probably do another episode when I get caught up on all season, because I'm still halfway through Whole Cake, and I thought I'd just Wano. But it's like, yeah. One Piece is definitely on the way to being a new big anime. Like, One Piece Film Red did really well. Like, don't get me wrong, the box, like, when it was the theater, and its box office did really well. It's like, people like the live action show, Netflix has the anime, we are getting that Wit Studios remake with the One Piece. It's like, One Piece is definitely getting an audience, and I really like it. I like the fact that people are waking up to the genius that is One Piece. And that's about all I have to say about One Piece. Because I don't want to really get in the spoilers, but holy shit, I love One Piece. Thank you for listening to me ramble about the One Piece. The One Piece is real! I think it is real, because apparently it's had been confirmed that the One Piece is treasure. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of That Canadian Fangirl. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast over on Spotify. Help boost the viewership numbers. Remember to share this episode on social media with your friends, your allies, your enemies, your strangers, your family, your friends. Help grow the audience. Help the algorithm to recommend us to more people. Remember to leave a comment down below. If you read the description, comments underneath the description. Just leave a comment. Talk about One Piece. Tell me about your favorite arcs or your favorite Straw Hats. Or your favorite characters in general. Putting a lot of laws. Follow me on all my socials. Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my Twitch. I am on YouTube. That Canadian Fan. Pokemon J Fan, PKMNJ Fan. That Canadian Fangirl on that YouTube page. Like, follow, subscribe over my YouTube channel. Comment on that YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. Wattpad and fanfiction to read what I write. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of writing coming up. No gatekeeping. We don't gatekeep the community. If you like something, you're a fan of it, don't let other people tell you otherwise. And remember, when people ask what fangirl do you listen to, it is That Canadian Fangirl. Which Canadian Fangirl? That Canadian Fangirl. Alright, later people!